Now, how do we actually move towards it? How do we actually fight towards yourself again? How do we actually develop that? Well, part of what we talk about here is also the path moving forward, of how we actually step into it. Part of it is using those values to actually, number one, develop who you want to be. Like, learn that it is a process of saying, hey, like, we're actually looking and developing into the person we want to be. Like, this is a process. We're going to make this step. We're going to set this goal. We're going to move in this direction. So many people don't even have goals. So many people don't write down goals. So many people don't communicate goals. So many people don't even track goals. So at the end of the day, nothing actually happens. And they're left wondering, why didn't I actually do anything today? It was because you didn't have goals. Then people have way huge goals and they don't actually do anything about it because they haven't actually broken it down in small chunks to be able to achieve it. So you have to start to develop who you want to be. It's a new process. It's a new thought process of like, hey, we need to develop who we're actually going to be, how we're going to move forward. The old version of you no longer exists. You can't go back to that version. That version is no longer acceptable. It's no longer a house worth living in. You can't go back to that old version of you. We're actually developing a brand new version of you that stands up strong and confident in a new level of freedom that you've never experienced before. And the second thing is you have to rewire your mindset daily. We do this inside the Thriver community with stacking. I do this daily with stacking. Like where I am right now, I've done over 1,200 stacks, almost 1,300 stacks, rewiring my mindset. People are like, how have you grown so much? How have you changed so much? It's because I do the simple daily process of rewiring my mindset every single day. You have to rewire your mindset to rewire the story that you believe. Otherwise, you will always be led back into fiction, back into fantasy. That is how you break the trauma bond. That is how you get out of the rumination. That is how you get out of the sleepless nights. That's how you get out of some of the sicknesses that come from stress from a toxic person. You have to rewire your mindset daily with stacking. The third path moving forward is to eradicate the stories that give you the ending. Eradicate the stories that give you the things that are holding you back, that are actually holding you, that are keeping you back. Eradicate the stories that are limiting you. You have to be able to look and be like, hey, this is a story that I've been believing for a while now. Is this actually true? Can I actually say 100% this is actually true? It's not, okay, then what do I need to work through? How do I need to grow this? How do I need to change this? You have to eradicate the stories that actually hold things over you and work to grow and develop yourself into the version that you're called to move forward. Then number 4, we already talked about a little bit, is sit down and determine your values. Understand this is the values that I actually have in my life. This is the direction I want to go. So let's go ahead and start moving this forward. So we've developed these different paths to try to help you. Path number 1, develop who you want to be. Number 2, rewire your mindset daily with stacking. Number 3, eradicate the stories that give you your worth. And number 4, sit down and determine your values. All of this is helping guide you to a place of understanding the possibility of knowing who you are, being able to stand as a powerful person saying, hey, I have 0 F's to give. I'm moving forward and developing who I want to be, who I actually need to grow to be. This is the path that we work on every single day inside of the Thriver community. I work exclusively with people in there 24/7. Like they have text access, they interact with me, they do one-on-ones, all these things because I'm like, hey, if you follow this plan, you will be free because we've seen it work every single time when people work on the effort. When they put in the effort to actually grow, change, and develop. It's huge. But you have to put in the work. You have to make a decision. Today, the decision might be simple. It might be just, hey, let me go ahead and start someplace. You can click on the link in any of the bios and go to escapetoxicity.com. It's a 7-day challenge to healing. It's $7. You start down the road of understanding narcissism, understanding how we teach this stuff, understanding how I actually break it down from the narcissistic perspective to give you closure, to give you the mindset of understanding what's happening, to hear the hard truths so you can break free from the rumination, you can break free from the guilt, you can actually help yourself move forward and develop into the person you're called to be. But you have to make a decision. Will you actually take the time to invest in you? Will you actually take the time to develop into the person you're called to be? If you haven't done that yet, go to escapetoxicity.com. 7-day challenge, a week-long challenge, a week-long course, over 35 videos in there. Access to a community that is inside that is going through the same exact challenge for $7. and start your journey today. If you're listening to this and you're hearing this and you're like, hey, I connect with you, I want to be able to talk with you one-on-one to actually accelerate and move me forward into the Thriver community, move me forward into where you actually are going and helping people accelerate quickly, you can go to rawmotivations.com. Grab a one-on-one. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to help you move forward in your healing, in your growth, in your development. Because we have to get you to the place where you actually know who you are. We open that up with that question, did you lose your identity to the narcissist? Did you lose that aspect of not knowing who you are anymore? You now have the option to find that. We have a path. You can take others' paths. It doesn't really matter. You can choose to go to Raw Motivations. You can choose to go to other ones. I don't really care. You have to care. You have to care more than anything else of discovering and developing and determining to find you. No one else is going to do it for you. You also can't do it for anyone else. You only have the option to develop you into the person that you're called to be. You might have been the place where you're a strong, independent woman. Totally get that. A lot of people that have been with a narcissist are strong, independent women that have freedom coursing through their veins, but they have been stuck in a toxic trauma bond for way too long. They've got to the place where they've maximized and they've grown businesses, they've developed structures, they've done so many different things, and then to turn around and in the relationship be stuck to a toxic person and feel weak. That's the trauma bond. That's the rumination. That's how a narcissist actually gets you to the place where you're subservient to them. So the question for today is, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? And if you don't, are you willing to do something about it? You can go to the link in the bio, escapetoxicity.com. Would love to be able to help you there. Or you can click on rawmotivations.com. Go to www.rawmotivations.com. Schedule one-on-one. If you have any questions, issues, feel free to message me. Like, we're here to be able to support you. But at the end of the day, we can't save you. We can't help you move forward unless you actually choose to do so. Unless you choose to say, hey, I'm tired of not knowing who I am. I need to decide and I need to figure that out now. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to find the person that I'm called to be. Choice is yours. You're called to make a decision. The trauma bond is beatable. Rumination is able to be broken. The triggers can be eradicated. We've done it. We've seen people accomplish it. We've seen people have interacted with a narcissist like months and years later, and it doesn't even affect them. Because of the mindset that gets rewired by the story you're telling yourself and how we actually step you through that every single day to bring you to a place where you actually know who you are. And you're able to move forward in confidence and clarity, understanding that. If you want that challenge, if you want to start off, go to escapetoxicity.com. If you want to talk to me for more of an accelerated rate of how we help people move even faster through it, not just to get your healing fast, but when you show up and do the work of the things we say to do, of the things that are required, and you want that healing fast, go to www.rawmotivations.com. We'd love to talk to you there.